Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gusty Garden Podcast. As always, I am one of your lovely hosts, Dom Balloony, and I'm here.
And I am sometimes the other host.
Sometimes?
Sometimes my name is Oliver.
What?
Mostly on the podcast, though.
That's true.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome.
This is... You may be surprised to hear this, but this is a very special episode.
Now, it's pretty special. Like, I know every episode is special, but this episode is even specialer.
Yeah, because
we kind of have a packed next few like episodes of the next few weeks of the channel. Like,
oh yeah.
This next episode is going to finally be the long-awaited sequel to the first ever podcast episode.
Yes.
Which was the Mario movie episode.
Yes.
And now, next episode will be our review.
That's exactly right. In 2 weeks' time, after you're hearing this, you will have our review of the Super Mario Brothers movie, and I am so excited to get to that. But before we get to that, we have to talk about this week's episode, which will be our hopes.
First,
huh? What?
First, huh? I think we gotta like officially announce the special little stream event, our first ever Gusty Garden event.
Yes, that's true. In case you read the title, you know this is about Tears of the Kingdom. You already know it.
Oh,
I don't even know why I'm doing the whole thing. But yes, we are planning a very special event. Tell them about it.
So I think we teased it a few times before, or maybe like once, but essentially May 11th. At 6 p.m., we will be holding our first ever like special Gusty Garden guys like stream event. It'll be for, of course, for the release of Tears of the Kingdom, which comes out like May 12th. But we're gonna start streaming around I think like 6 p.m. As in we were talking about 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we'll just be hanging out. Like, we'll be in person. You'll get to see our beautiful, shining, greasy faces.
Why you gotta make it weird?
We'll be playing some multiplayer. We might even do a Mario Kart tournament.
Yeah.
With viewers, perhaps.
Yeah.
We'll be in person. We'll be hanging out. And then I think like the last I don't know if we like concretely decided on this, but like the last like 2-3 hours of the stream, or before the game comes out, we will be doing we figured we would try to do like a last minute Breath of the Wild speedrun.
Yeah.
Because like we're both very experienced Breath of the Wild speedrunners. In fact, I think like we're both at some point have been world record holders.
Yeah.
That's right? You're a Breath of the Wild speedrunner, right?
Yeah, there's plenty of evidence for that over on the Don Balloony channel. You can see just how good I am at Breath of the Wild.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
No, okay, yeah, but I think as far as I'm aware, we both have never even attempted to speedrun Breath of the Wild.
No, we have not. We're not just like speedrunning. We have toyed with the idea of just like going straight to Ganon, right? Like,
well, yeah, I mean,
plateau.
That's what you have to do. Like that's what you need to.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can't do anything because like we're gonna have like 3 hours, and the second that it turns 12 and Tears of the Kingdom comes out, we can't play anymore Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
It's the second Tears of the Kingdom comes out, we will be playing that.
We will actually be uninstalling Breath of the Wild from our systems. We will be deleting the game.
Well,
we will be throwing out our cartridges because we don't need them anymore.
Well, no.
No, we're not doing that.
We probably will not be able to even like get close to beating, but like why not try? It's like the last 3 hours of like of like Breath of the Wild being like the latest Zelda game, so like
True.
Why not?
Yeah.
It'll be fun. So guys, come check us out.
I don't know if you said it like super clearly, but once it's out at midnight, we will be switching and playing the first few hours of Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes. Yep. I guess I didn't mention that, but yeah, we will be playing the first few hours, probably up until like what, 3 a.m.
around
maybe.
3. We're gonna both have to zonk out. It'll have been a long day.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a great day. But God, we're gonna sleep a lot that day. And then the next day,
And one more, yeah.
Dom Ballooni's
Oh yes.
Tears of the Kingdom recording starts.
Yes, my Let's Play. The day one, the first Tears of the Kingdom video will be out. It'll probably come out in the evening because I'm gonna have to drive home from Oliver's and I'm gonna have to record and edit the video all in the same day. But it will be out day of.
Yep.
So be sure to check it out, and also check out my Breath of the
going
Wild
to be-
stuff. It's really good.
No, don't. I'm gonna check out Gusty Garden Guy stuff.
Oh.
But yeah, it's going to be such a fun weekend for both of our channels.
Yes.
It's going to be so great. I for one can't wait to watch you play alongside like me playing it for the first time.
Yes.
It's going to be great. Now, are you planning on finishing Breath of the Wild like right before the game comes out? Like
Yes, I am.
like a few days before it
As
does?
of
Okay.
right now, the next thing I have to do is I'm in the camel. I just have to beat Thunderblight Ganon. Then I gotta go to the volcano, and then then I'm basically going straight to Ganon. Like, I don't have much.
okay.
Like, I just wanted to do the 4 Divine Beasts and be done. I'm like,
Right.
I haven't. Most of the desert stuff hasn't been posted yet, but it's done, and it's
Right.
yeah. So I should finish just in time for Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. I mean, you got what, like a little bit by the time that this podcast comes out, you have like about 6 weeks left.
Yeah, between 5 and 6 weeks, just about. So that's between 10 to
That's
12
like
more
what?
episodes.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's so close.
So close.
Like, what the hell?
It's so close.
How did... Like, I was even considering just starting, like, a casual Breath of the Wild playthrough before the game comes out.
Yeah.
I don't have enough time.
Dude, between school and our other projects, you just don't have time. you won't have time to do that.
I might as well try.
Yeah, dude, more power to you. But
I mean, because I don't know. I've played enough of the game. I feel like I can get through the game pretty quickly.
But before we get too into Tears of the Kingdom, we have something else important to talk about. And that is our question of the day from last episode.
That's right! Oh my god, I totally forgot.
Not only do we have a response to read, we have multiple responses to read today.
What?
That's right.
Talking about?
Multiple people responded to our question.
Oh wow, we did. Okay. I only read the first one. Do you want me to read them off?
Absolutely. I have it pulled up here. If you'd like to flip between, we can each take turns.
Sure. Yeah, no, we can do that. Sure. These are great. The first one is the first one that we got from at
Pentagon.
I don't know. I don't know.
486. You guys got to think of better usernames. Like,
Yeah.
it's so confusing.
That's kind of weird.
That's kind of awkward. Anyway, this random person states Splatoon is a very boring franchise. The only thing that makes it enjoyable are Cali Marina and Shiver. That's it. First of all, I'm not really sure what game you're talking about. I don't know any game called Splatoon. So I think we're just gonna skip this one. No, I'm kidding. Clearly, you meant to say Splatoon and how it's a very boring franchise. This one, I definitely I can understand a lot of takes, like even the ones that you said that made me pog.
Yeah.
I can understand a lot of hot takes. I don't even think I can understand this one. If you were to say that the gameplay isn't your thing or you find it boring, I can understand that.
I think that's what they mean. I would assume.
Well, assuming coming just from what the comment says, it is this person says Splatoon is a very boring franchise. The only thing that makes it enjoyable are Cali Marina and
characters.
Shiver. Are three which I don't even know how you can look at the art and the lore and the world and say it is objectively one of the most interesting and thought out Nintendo franchises ever.
It definitely is. So this is definitely a hot take.
It's
It's a hottie boy.
maybe this person just never really dived into like, you know, the lore or like the world of Splatoon, but like I don't see how you could look at like a franchise like Mario or like Kirby and be like, these are good, but not Splatoon, even though it probably has the most like lore to like any Nintendo franchise. Maybe
I would argue Zelda probably has more, but otherwise
Zelda probably, yeah.
Otherwise, yeah.
I mean, for as new as Splatoon is,
definitely, yeah.
It's pretty like all the characters are so like, I mean, Callie Marie and Shiv are great. I'm more of a Marie guy.
I have actually talked
but, like,
to this person about those specific characters. They just say they don't enjoy Marie.
That's just the wrong.
I don't know who this is. This could be anyone.
you just talk to them through their YouTube DMs that don't exist anymore. But like not even the other character, like, huh?
Like, not Pearl. That's just not Big Man, like, not Fry.
Not like, it's just what an interesting like collection of characters. I think every character in Splatoon is like at least interesting in some form or fashion. But like, interesting.
Interesting take.
Very, very take. I'm gonna have to deny it though. It's just not correct. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I'm hammering my javel or whatever the
gavel.
fuck they're called. Gavel.
I will take the next two.
Wrongzo.
I'll take the next two because they're both pretty similar.
Yes, they are both. They are both Pokemon related.
We have one from Hypermetal 98, which says Pokemon was never good. That's my hot take.
I'm kidding.
I don't even know what to say. You're just wrong.
That's
but I will elaborate. I'll talk about that more in a second because I'm gonna read the other one first. And the other one is from an honorary Gusty Gardener, Mix and Matt.
A Gusty Garden guest.
A Gusty Garden guest.
That's true.
And he says, the gameplay of Pokemon is always lacking for me, and the stats of the Pokemon are too hidden. That, I'm going to talk about this one first, just because it's easier, because it was more specific.
And it's, like, actually serious.
It's, like, actually a hot take, like, instead of, franchise bad. But I can understand the gameplay of Pokemon being lacking, like, for sure. Like, if you don't enjoy the core gameplay loop of raising your Pokemon and doing the battles, then you're not going to have a good time. Of course not. Like, that's completely fair. Not that hot of a take. The stats of the Pokemon being too hidden, I mean, you can just check. They're not that, like, you can just check in the menu. They're not that hidden.
I'm a little confused on what he means by, like, stats. Like, do they just mean, like, HP and... Like what kind of stats?
Like there's attack, defense, special attack, special defense, HP, and speed. Those are the 6 stats. But like, you can just go and check those, even mid battle. You can check a Pokemon summary and look at its stats. Like,
that's
you can check him. They're not hidden. They're very easy to view.
Yeah.
I don't. So that's a hot take. Just because I think you might just not know. You might just be wrong.
Yeah, that's that just might be something you just didn't know existed, but now that you do,
who knows? Maybe now Pokemon will be for you. Probably not, but still. As for the Pokemon was never good.
This one I might have to agree with. I don't think it was ever good. Horrible franchise.
Whoa!
Worst Nintendo franchise.
Well, technically Nintendo's just a publisher, so. But no, that's literally just, I would need to hear more of why you think that. It's a valid opinion, like, obviously the games just aren't for you either, Hyper Metal 98, but, yeah, I don't know, like,
interesting.
That is, like, there's plenty of people that don't like the Pokemon games, which, like I just said for Mix and Matt, that's, like, not really enjoying the core gameplay, that's a very valid reason to not like a franchise.
I mean, even coming from me, like, I have tried to get into Pokemon, never really was able to, but, like, I can still recognize that the early games, at the very least, up until, like, I don't know, like, the 3DS or whatever. I don't really know much about the later ones.
Yeah. Most people...
Like, they're good games.
Most people argue, like, X and Y was the tipping point.
Right. But, like, I don't know. Like, I think I just was always like a stupid child and never knew how to like play the games properly. So I would always get stuck. I think I never understood the importance of like the typing. So I would always just because like in like most games with like an element thing, it's like the element of this attack is just like a bonus, you know, like the weakness of this element against this element is just like a bonus. But with Pokemon,
It's like you gotta know it.
Like you have to know it. And I never like had it like any other like person who knew how to play Pokemon games like help me through anything. So
I'm excited for a potential series we're gonna do soon. In that case,
I am looking forward to like trying Pokemon properly with someone who knows how to play the game.
No, I know how to play those games.
So
yeah, thank you guys so much for the responses.
Like we got 3.
That was amazing. And
incredible.
Do we want to ask our question here toward the beginning this time, so that way hopefully more people hear it?
No.
Okay.
Because we have to confirm that people listen to it all.
Although based on this episode, you can probably guess the subject matter.
You can probably guess what the question's gonna be.
Yeah.
Or maybe you won't. Maybe we'll just ask a completely like unrelated question, and then people who just start like giving their hopes and expectations for Tears of the Kingdom, we know that they did not listen through all of it.
Great engagement. Like we still do want to hear that stuff, but
yeah.
But maybe you know what? That's a great idea. You're gonna have to stick around to the end to find out the real question.
To feel like yeah, it'll be complete. It won't even be like video game related.
Yeah, it'll be
it'll just be like, what's your favorite fruit?
Yes.
But in turn, okay.
But do still tell us what you hope will be in Tears of the Kingdom, please. We want to hear it.
Well, I want to like, I don't know, structure it a bit more, but like, so I want to like go over like at least our expectations.
Okay.
What we want from the game, like what we're hoping that we haven't seen yet.
Sure.
And then like any like theories that we have about it, like any like more, you know, whether it's like story related or game, like anything, any like sort of theory that like you might have. If you don't have any, that's fine. I know
you do. That's gonna take up a large chunk of this episode, I think.
I think this might be a bit longer of an episode.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, no, nothing wrong with that. But so I want to. Recently, we were actually planning on making this Monday, but then there were rumors about like news coming out on Tuesday, and lo and behold, they showed the first ever gameplay of this game, and we watched it together. So I already kind of know your thoughts on it and like your take on it.
Cool.
So why don't you give? Because I think you have a bit more of a different like take on it than the ones that I've what I have and what other people that I've seen.
I probably do. For the most part, obviously I'm still excited for the game, and what we saw looks good. Like there was nothing bad in that trailer at all. I think the combining weapons gimmick thing is cool. I assume we are going to talk about the trailer real fast. Like that's
yeah, of course.
The combining weapons to like make different weapons gimmick is cool. It's weird. It's really wacky, and I don't know how I don't know how to feel about it just because it's so different. Like maybe I'll really enjoy it, or maybe I'll never touch it. I don't know, but it's at least interesting. Yeah. Like I'm glad they're trying new things, and all of the new like arm runes or whatever you want to call them, all the new abilities seem alright. They seem cool. Like I'm not stoked about how like big of a mechanic the vehicle building seems to be. Like that's not really why I'm here to play a Zelda game, but like whatever. Like maybe it'll be cool. I don't know. I have to try it. They just want to discourage people from making those stupid flying machines. So they're like, "Here, you can just do that now. Stop putting mine carts on top of each other, please."
They just put it in the game.
But other
I think you were like correct. Like you might have, I don't know, changed like your thoughts, but I think you were saying how you are nervous that the game looks too similar to Breath of the Wild.
I thought on what you said, because I did say that initially when we watched it. Everything but the Sky Islands, it just sort of looked like there were some new buildings and some new stuff in the distance. but the world looked primarily, from what we saw, very similar. Which, of course, they're reusing the map. Of course it's going to be similar. But
Right.
I think you had a really good point. They've barely shown us anything. There's going to be... You don't just have, like, 6 years to develop a game like this and have it barely be different from the prequel, you know? Like,
Exactly.
there is things they're not showing us that are different. Oh, God, excuse me. I'm, like, dying over here.
Please don't.
But yeah, by the way, future editor me, be sure to put a funny death sound after I pretend to die there. I don't care which one.
Put the Breath of the Wild one.
Link didn't make it. But yes, it does look similar, but I think there's plenty of stuff that we are going to see that is going to make me feel better about it. Like, not just Sky Islands. Like, I really think there might even be new towns. Like, obviously, there's going to be new characters, returning old characters. Like, I think
Underground areas.
Who knows? Maybe.
I mean, we know that's in the game.
There definitely are.
And then there's also a other thing that I am going to talk about.
We'll get to that.
Might be a big deal or not.
Get to that.
But so, yeah, I think when I first watched the gameplay with you, my thoughts were kind of aligned with yours. I was like, this looks cool. Pretty, it's the same world. The new abilities look cool, but as I kind of sat on it and I watched it a few times, because I watched the gameplay like a few more times. That's all I was thinking about for, like the next few days, of course. And I kind of sat on it, like especially like the fusing ability, because when I first saw it, I was kind of like, oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought about that myself. I don't know what, like, how much that'll add. But the more I thought about it, it kind of like set in like the implications of this ability. Like this ability alone, like just the fusing ability it'll effectively seemingly triple to like quadruple the amount of like usable weapons in the game.
Oh yeah.
And like it is the the puzzle implications, just the combat, like a bit like the combat opportunities and the diversity that this one ability adds is kind of fucking insane. And like it's not even just like it is confirmed that you can even fuse together fused weapons. Or like,
wait, did they say that?
No, it is shown. They didn't state it, but it is shown that when Link is holding a fused weapon with like a stick and like a log that it fused together, it briefly gave Link the option to fuse it with the stick that he was holding or his shield.
What?
So yeah, you can fuse together. I don't know how like limited that'll be. I assume you can't just stack a shit ton of like pitchforks and sticks.
Oh no.
But like the implications of that is insane, especially with the arrows. Like I know we were like, why can you just put like frozen choo-choo shit on an arrow? Like why can't we just have ice arrows? But like it also just gives meaning to like the materials instead of just
beyond, like,
having them
elixirs.
for like for just like elixirs and like selling them for rupees. They give like meaning to these materials, which is awesome. And it's I still don't really, I know we both like gone off about like crafting and how we're kind of tired of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like crafting
It's different.
at all.
It feels different because it's like it's more tactile.
Yeah, it's not like you open your ability and you place like 3 fucking sticks in a rock and make an axe or something. Yeah, there's no craft. It's very seamless and like just like I don't know. It just like the more I thought about it, the more excited I was able to be about it, and like just in terms of the I think Ultra Hand. That's the Ultra Hand is the
It's called Ultra Hand.
Ultra Hand.
It's so stupid.
It's a reference to the Ultra 64.
Wait, what?
I mean,
what's the Ultra 64?
That's the original. That was the original name for the Nintendo 64.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know about that?
Oh, huh.
Yeah, that was the original name for it. Was the Ultra 64? But they were like, that's dumb.
That's
they just made it Nintendo 64. So Ultra Hand. I think I was along lines of your opinion where I was like, like I don't really play Breath of like Zelda for like I've never been into a game where like building a vehicle or like customizing something. Like I never did the gummy ship shit in Kingdom Hearts. Like I never did that. That was always so uninteresting to me as a kid. And like Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts looks not fun for me. I've heard it's a fine game. I've heard it's fine. It doesn't look interesting to me because I don't care about like fucking car building. The only game that I've got into where like you build cars is Bad Piggies. I love that game. That game fucking slaps. But like the more I like, you know, thought about it and like sat on it, I'm still not like I still have to like try it myself to really get into it. But like assuming it's not super limited, like the idea of like being able to just like build a flying pirate ship and use it just like to fly around the sky and like use it to get around from island to island, that's pretty fucking cool. Like that's a cool a bit like assuming it's not too limited, like that just sounds fun.
Yeah.
And like I said, I still have to get my hands on it to see if I would really get into it. But it seems so open, and I'm like, I get it now. You know, like I get the excitement for it when people were really excited about it for when the original trailer with it came out. I was kind of like, that's fine. But now I can like kind of just seeing Aonuma build that fucking speedboat out of like 3 logs. Like, what else can you do? You know, it's just
I bet you can make literally like the most ridiculous creations.
Yeah, it's like that's cool. I don't know about like, I mean like what the first one, like other abilities that they showed was like recall, which is just like another take on stasis.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like it like that seems like it could be cool for like puzzles and like fighting and stuff. And then I don't know about the ascend thing. Like, I mean, I like climbing.
I do too.
So like,
Yeah.
it kind of just seems like a new way, like a new version of Rivali's Gale.
Yep.
But like, I don't know. Maybe it'll be used for like cool thing. I don't know. That's the one I'm like kind of iffy on. But like, especially like the fuse ability, I'm like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, the implications and the diversity of like combat and weapons sounds fucking like insane.
Yeah.
I was also worried about this gameplay kind of alleviated it. I was worried because a lot of the trailers, I think you might agree, that like the Sky Islands looked kind of small in a lot of the trailers, and I was like worried that like they wouldn't be as significant enough. But I think this trailer kind of alleviated that fear, because like I have always said since Breath of the Wild came out that I think that the best part of the game is the Great Plateau. Like, I think it is the most concise and well designed like area of the game. I don't think the rest of the Hyrule is bad at all. I just think like the Great Plateau is just so well designed and so concise, and like everything has a purpose. And it's like so small, but also so like jam packed with stuff to do. It seems like from what we have seen with the gameplay is like the islands just look like more Great Plateaus.
Especially the one they showed in the video. Yeah.
Yeah, like it looked fun to explore. Like it looked like the verticality also looked great. I'm a sucker for like verticality in any kind of game. Like if a game has verticality, like in fucking any, like one of my favorite parts of Breath of the Wild was climbing mountains and stuff, and like trying to just like reach like a super high distance from a super low distance, and just like that just seems like it is like the amount of layers that these islands have from what we've seen like from a distance. Like some look so fucking high up from already, and I don't know if you noticed, but in the map there are coordinates now.
There really?
There's an X, Y, and Z coordinate, and obviously, like when you're on the surface, it's, you know, the Z coordinate is at a 0. But when Aonuma got to the first island, it was only at 500, and each of these had four digits.
Huh.
So that's assuming you can get up to 9,000 height.
And Well, I don't want to get too far into what we're going to talk about later, but negative numbers exist too.
There, yes, no, in, like, when, yes, there was a negative number in, like, in the gameplay. It was for, like, the Y coordinate. There was negative.
So there may be something below the ground level that warrants there being coordinates down there, eh?
Maybe, yeah, like, just, I don't know, like, the more I, like, sat on the gameplay, the more, like, excited, because I was like you, I was like, you know, I was so, like, I was on the fence. I was like, is this going to be too much like Breath of the Wild? Like, are they not adding enough? But, like, from what we saw, I think, you know, I think both of us kind of had our hopes up for a bit more, like, gameplay, like, maybe, like, a dungeon or, like, fighting a boss or something. But it was really just, like, showing Link's new abilities. But, like, you know, I think that did a good job, and it alleviated a lot of my fear, which I'm so happy about. And they hinted to a lot of stuff that fucking, like the coordinate stuff, the part where, like, the fucking constructs look amazing.
They look cool.
I fucking love the design of those guys. And, like, we've seen that they take, like, so many different, like, forms, and, like, we know, like, the one from the 2021 trailer, like, the big boss, we know that that's a construct.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That is probably, like, the big cube thing from the most recent trailer.
Blockman.
That looks to be a construct.
It's Blockman from Mega Man 11.
It's Blockman from Mega Man 11. Yeah, like, that's obviously a construct that had similar design and, like, the aura to it. Like, and we even saw, like, Nintendo released art of, like, one that looked like to be, like, a bit more of, like, a powerful version of one. And the Zonai shit is confirmed. Like, we saw Zonai charge, so we know the Zonai are going to be a big part of the story, which is fucking so exciting.
Now,
all the Zelda theorists
humor
can
a little Zelda lore noob here, and give me the quickest rundown of the Zonai.
So the Zonai are they're in an extinct tribe that lived in Hyrule before the Hylians kind of took over. A lot of the, like, ancient old architecture that's in Breath of the Wild now, like, a lot of the ones in, like, Faron Woods, where it's, like, a lot of, like, the dragon heads and stuff, that was built by the Zonai. Which, like, the whole lore is, like, Zonai lived on Hyrule before the Sheikah did. And we know the Sheikah have been there forever, like, thousands of years.
Or whatever, yeah. At least.
Yeah, so, like, no, yeah, the Zonai lived there before. A lot of the architecture that we saw in Breath of the Wild were built, and now it seems like, you know, obviously the constructs were built by the Zonai. A lot of the just architecture that we have seen on the islands already are pretty much confirmed to be Zonai.
I mean, what else would it be up there? It's not like they just showed up. It's not like any new characters could have done it. Yeah.
So that's exciting. Like, Zonai have been, like, in the obsession of, like, Zelda theorists, like, since Breath of the Wild came out.
And now we're about to get some really, I mean, the lore in this game is going to be incredible. Let's be honest.
It's going to be
crazy.
Oh my God. Like, that's like, I hope we don't get any more news about it, because, like, as far as the story, we don't know anything.
Like, even if they put out a story trailer, are you going to watch it?
I don't know. Like, I don't. I might.
I'll skip it if you skip it.
I might have to skip it because, like, like, you could say, like, we don't know enough about it, but I think that's exciting because obviously with Breath of the Wild, you know, they announced we knew everything about it.
Yeah.
But, like, with this game, we don't, like, the only thing we know is, like, the beginning part where, like, Link and Zelda go underneath Hyrule Castle, find Ganondorf's fucking decomposed body. It awakens. We don't know if they did it, like, they awoken him unintentionally or not. Zelda falls. Link fucking wakes up, gets his fucking arm burnt. He got dun banned. Gets his arm.
Spoilers. I didn't know that happened to him.
No, it's in, like, the first scene of the entire game.
Dunban?
What?
Dunban?
Yeah. Like, his he his, like, right arm becomes, like, paralyzed.
Oh.
And then because he used the Monado, and like, and like in Tears of the Kingdom, like, yeah, like, obviously, like, we see Link gets his fucking arm fucked up somehow from Malice, and then he gets, like, a new, like, mysterious power that looks like it'd be Zonai. Yeah, exactly. It's a Zonai arm, but that's all we know. And then fucking Sky Islands appeared.
Yeah,
like, that's all we know.
Yes, that is all we know.
And, like, but like all the lore implications with this game already is fucking so exciting.
It's gonna be a good one.
Also, we know that like the blood moon is like more prevalent now or something.
Yeah.
But oh my god, yeah, it's just like there's so much in like if this gameplay didn't appear, like I would still be excited, but I feel like I'm more excited now.
I mean, that was the purpose. They needed to stoke the hype because don't talk about the game, and it's coming out really soon.
Yeah. So do you have any thoughts on any final thoughts about the gameplay?
Not about the gameplay, but I do have thoughts I'd like to share.
Okay. Do you want to go into our hopes or like expectations for the game?
I would. I'd like to talk about some hopes and even one fear for the game.
Okay.
I'm going to start with the fear, actually.
'Cause I got some too.
You remember Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity? Remember that one?
I see where you're going with this.
Do you think the champions aren't going to be in the game because they got sent back in time? Like, frickin' Teba, Sidon, Riju, and them. Do you think they wanna? No, why not? I didn't.
I think this is the same timeline as Breath of the Wild.
I do too, but Age of Calamity is a separate timeline. But those guys had to have come back in time to change the timeline. Where would they have been pulled from? Probably the main timeline, because it would have become the main timeline if not for little egg guardian or whatever, right?
Oh, interesting. I didn't think about that.
So it's like they went back in time. Now in the main continuity, they're gone because they went back in time. Or do they get sent back?
Well, I mean, I don't remember. It was so long ago, but they probably just got like sent back. Okay. Like I don't think Age of Calamity is gonna have almost any significance on this game.
Good. That's what I hope.
Which is good. But yeah, like I don't know. It just I think they are submitting the Age of Calamity as like just a side game.
Good.
You know, I think that's why they did the whole like alternate timeline thing. So they just to like separate it so it's not, which, you know, I'm a little disappointed by. I really wish Age of Calamity was just like an actual prequel to Breath of the Wild. But that's neither here nor there.
No.
I have stated my the game was fun though.
Right.
Yeah,
it was just a thought. It was just a quick thought.
No, that's a good thought because I've never even heard anyone bring that up.
I don't know, I love those characters, and except for the fucking Goron dude. Yeah, I don't really care about him. But like,
Yunobo.
I don't really give a shit about Yunobo. But yeah, that's all. That's all that's on that. Especially Sidon. I need him back.
God, he better be in the game.
Another one. This is a much smaller one, but it's still very, very important to me. They gotta let us pet the dogs. They gotta, right? Right?
If they don't, dude, they have to. I mean, they literally put in a mechanic to let people fucking build like flying machines because they knew about how fucking creative people. They gotta know about how much people want to pet dogs, right?
I don't know. I'm just saying, if that's not in there, I don't care how good the game is. It's a 0 out of 10 for me. I need to be able to pet those cute ass dogs. But that was more of a jokey one. That was a minor one. What's an actual one?
It's still true though. I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
I find it very weird that a lot of the music on the Sky Islands was the same from Breath of the Wild.
On the Sky Island? Well, the cold music definitely was, but what
the cold music was the same, which I find that kind of weird.
I get it. I understand. I feel like there's going to be a lot of new music just in spots we haven't seen before.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. It's just a little bit of a fear, because like I was hoping that, like, you know, all the music on the Hyrule on the surface is the same, right?
It seems that way.
Makes sense. Makes complete sense. I was hoping that like all the new areas, like the Sky Islands, had completely new. Like the combat music was new when you were fighting the construct.
Yes.
Like that was new. I think the other like ambient music for when he was just exploring was also different. And then he entered the snowy area and it was the same snow. And I was kind of like, I don't know, that's just weird. It's a little. I was hoping that like all the music in the Sky Islands would be like new.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have no doubt that there's just going to be so much more like music elsewhere. So I'm not worried about that too much. It was just weird, you know.
It definitely was weird. It definitely was weird.
I don't have any other
Other hopes.
fears. I don't know if they stated that those are the only like new abilities that Link gets, or if we get more. I kind of hope we get more.
I think that's it.
But like, because Aonuma also said that that Link's previous abilities are upgraded.
Oh.
Like at the end. So I don't know if that means that we're going to get like, you know, like Magnesis again or whatever.
I hope so. I really like all the runes quite a lot.
Yeah, no, I mean they were great, and like, you know, this set seems to be pretty cool too. I just, you know, it'd be cool if like if there are more and that we just haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool if they kind of went back to the older Zelda formula and kind of like you find the abilities as you go around the game.
That'd be nice.
Like that would be pretty cool. I don't mind the whole thing, like you get them all at the beginning, but like I don't know, that'd be cool. Like I'd be down for that as like an old school Zelda fan. But like if not, I think the abilities that we've shown are pretty cool. Yeah. I would love to have like traditional like Magnesis and like Cryonis.
They can definitely upgrade
bombs.
Cryonis.
That was bombs. Like what? Yeah, but like.
Oh, I'll tell you how they can upgrade the bombs really easily. Make them bomb chews. Make them home in on stuff.
Well, yeah, but like, is it gonna be like a consumable item now?
No. No, I don't think so.
Because. So does he just make them out of his hand?
I don't know.
Are they gonna be green
Yeah,
now?
Probably.
Okay, I mean, look, yeah, it was weird that like a Zelda game like wouldn't have, you know, bombs in it.
Gotta have bombs.
They
gotta add the lantern.
Oh, actually, you brought up a good point. Bomb chews would be fucking great.
Yeah. Oh, and a hook
like
shot.
Bomb chews
would be really cool.
That's like one of my biggest hopes that I don't think is gonna. Like,
I doubt it. There's so much other mobility stuff. The hook shot really isn't necessary, but it'd be
would
it be cool?
Oh, it'd be so cool. I don't even know how that would feel in like the Breath of the Wild engine.
Probably awesome.
It'd be so weird. But like, imagine like getting to like Sky Island to Sky Island with the fucking hook shot.
Oh, okay. Whew. That would be pretty cool.
Sad.
What else? What are my other hopes? Because I do have other hopes.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like we'll go into it, but I hope that the underground segments are expansive.
Oh, I think they will be. Based on what we've seen and what you said, I definitely think they will be.
With the coordinates.
With the coordinates, for sure. I didn't like that. Like that's huge.
Like imagine how like not only does it have the potential for the Sky Islands to get up to 9,000 height.
Yeah.
But it could also get it to negative 9,000.
I didn't even think of that. Jesus. Wait a second. Do you think Hyrule's going to be wider, or do you think it's only going to focus on the up and down, like the Y coordinate?
What for like the verticality?
No, the horizontality. Do you think there's going to be more like width to the map, or do you think it'll only be Sky Islands and caves for additional?
From what we've seen, it seems like it like. Because we've seen shots of like Link up in the sky, viewing it seems like it is the same like relative like surface map. Like the surface of Hyrule seems to be relatively the exact same.
Gotcha.
That would be cool though. Like, but I think they're gonna focus on both the Sky Islands and the caves, and probably something else.
Which again, we're about to get to. We've been teasing it for 45 minutes. We're about to get to it.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. What are my last couple hopes?
Dungeons.
Please. I will. Wait, hold on. I want to say a quick one before that.
Please give me dungeons.
I agree with the dungeon thing. I really want some cool dungeons. But this is a weird one. I really hope all of the amiibo functionality that was in the old one is still in this, so you can still get all of the fun like past Zelda armor sets and stuff. Like, that's such a random one. But, like, I
I hate to tell you this.
No, is there not? Is it really? Did they say it?
It seems so far the only amiibo functionality that they have confirmed is being able to get different like air gliders.
No, I want Wolflink. I want him back. No,
they haven't said Wolflink.
I want my funny Wind Waker outfit.
Like I also want Wolflink back too, even though I never used him in Breath of the Wild.
I didn't use him much either. He's just cool. It's just fun.
He's just awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really hoping that they just haven't said it yet.
I mean, why take it out?
I
right?
think I think the outfits might also be coming back. They just mostly said, "Oh, you can also get new like hang gliders." There's a cool one with the Majora's Mask.
Yep.
You get like a hang glider that's just Majora's Mask.
I have
that's
the Smash
cool.
Young Link amiibo, so I'll be able to get that one day one.
You might have to bring it.
I think I'll bring it. And we can use your
Yes,
Lost Wing one to get the Skyward Sword one.
Yep, that is true. So yeah, I mean, I do agree. I hope that the awesome, I want to be able to dress up as like Ocarina of Time Link so bad.
It was so fun. Like one of my favorite things to do in Breath of the Wild is just play dress up. Shit's awesome.
It's awesome, yeah.
Like I'm hoping that all of the previous armor sets are in this game. Oh, and obviously
I think
another
they will
hope,
be.
Cool new armor sets.
Oh,
there's got to be cool new armor.
Definitely.
Like there's gonna be weird construct armor, definitely. But like
I fucking adore Link's like new outfit.
It's good. It's
like
cool.
it's so good.
I haven't studied it really closely yet.
I just like did like a drawing of it, like just like at a hype, and like just like drawing it was really fun. And I really wish that was like the main outfit of the game. Like I really wish that was on like the box art, instead of just being like the slightly altered champion's tunic. But like it's whatever. It's a really cool outfit. But yeah, no, you're right. Like Zonai construct like armor. Sounds awesome.
Like that one feels like a shoo-in. Like that's a very obvious one.
Oh, definitely. Oh yeah, like absolutely. But yeah, no, those are great like hopes and expectations.
Yes. Now, without any further ado, it's your turn. It's your time to speak to me about something that you've been theorizing for months and months and months that we are going to get.
I have had this sort of theory. It's changed with the newest like trailers coming out, but I've had a very similar theory since the 2021 teaser, like since before the actual official trailer came out. So we know that there's going to be like cave systems and stuff. Like we know there's going to be a sort of underground aspect to the game, right? Mm-hmm. There's a specific shot. I'm gonna ask Dom to put it on the screen right now.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You got it.
This shot is like the one shot in like the latest trailer that kind of got everyone questioning like this game, because it's very different. Mm-hmm. It's hold on. Let me just pull it up for myself.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
I also will have to like screen share some other things to you, because I gotta show you some other stuff.
Okay.
That's like very important to this theory.
Right. Is that a dragon?
Stop talking. Yeah.
What? I never noticed that. Jeez.
Yeah, no, that's an enemy from the first Zelda game. I can't remember what the name is.
Oh shit.
It's the first boss that you fight in Zelda 1.
That's what? Oh my god, yeah.
I can't remember what the enemy is called.
Triclide.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Mauser.
Yeah. What is it called?
King Wart.
It's not King Wart.
Yeah, it's Triclide. Oh, there he is. Aquamentus. That's him. His name's Aquamentus.
It's oh god. It's
Gleeok?
It's also a Gleeok. Yep. It's Yep, that's what it is.
Gleeok is the multi-headed one.
Yes. Yep. This is a Gleeok. This is essentially what this is gonna be. This is also Redes are back.
Wait. Oh, that's right. They are.
Like, it was where was it? Yep. Yep. Here it is.
Oh, and they look great too.
They look so
He looks
good.
like
Oh my
Fiddlesticks
god.
from League of Legends.
Okay.
No, it's a really good character design actually.
Dom loves.
I
League of
don't.
Legends.
I don't. This part's getting cut out anyway.
But yeah, so okay, so heading back to the pod, we are back. So this shot is very interesting because this looks almost entirely different from any other cave system that we've seen in the game so far.
That it does.
For like just to name off of a few things, it's got like this like weird vegetation to it. It's got these weird like mushroom trees, like a very spory atmosphere. But we know it's underground because of the stalactites in the back, and we know it's like a wide space because like the clanking from the bokoblins like echoes.
Yeah.
And like these like weird zombified like bokoblins and Lizalfos.
Yeah, like the malice covered enemies.
Yeah, it's like the malice infested enemies that we don't see in any other trailer or in Breath of the Wild.
We don't see them in the overworld. We've only seen them in this underground shot.
At all. Just in this one shot that they've shown. And also like the pools of what looks to be malice. And also like probably the most interesting one, these little ghostly fragments of like flame fragments.
Yes.
And any Zelda veteran or like even Breath of the Wild like
some things fell off my desk. Don't worry about it.
Okay. These have always been like representation of the dead. Like even in Breath of the Wild when it's like this looks similar to the aura that like all the ghost characters have. And like even in like Twilight Princess, this is whenever people are trapped in the Twilight Realm, this is how they appear as just like little ghostly figments. So like this is probably one of the biggest pieces of evidence. But what I'm gonna get into is that in Zelda lore, there are two distinct types of this place. The American, like Nintendo of America localization, usually doesn't do a great job at actually like distinguishing them. But in Japanese, there are two different kanji. One is called Chica.
She is such a bad bitch, though.
Don't say it. This is not the next episode. Is the FNAF?
Oh
episode.
yeah, obviously, yeah.
And the Mario movie.
Yeah, we'll mostly be talking about FNAF.
So the kanji Chica, which just means like underground.
Okay.
Which is like a good example is just like the Dungeons and Zelda one. Like those are physical places underneath the like Hyrule surface, like physical caves basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's I think Makai, which basically means underworld. And also I will preface by saying this: a lot of this, there are two great videos that were done, like two videos, one part and two part, that go over this theory in much greater detail and like explain it so much better. But so like we can put those videos in the description. They're by Monster Maze and Zeltic.
Sure.
But yeah, no, like go watch them because they will just describe this theory and they will convince you about. They will just convince you. So like we said, there's Chica underground, physical underground, just underneath the like Hyrule's surface, caves, like you could just call them. And then there's Makai, which is underworld, which is an otherworldly like spirit realm. And we've seen this in many Zelda games. Like we've seen this like underworld realm, which is basically kind of seen as like the hell to Hyrule. It's basically Hyrule's like hell. They're underworld. Mm-hmm. And we've seen this in many different Zelda games. Like we've seen it in A Link to the Past with the Dark World. That's considered in Underworld. The Twilight Realm when it was taken over by Ganondorf. That's also like a more spirit realm. The Sacred Realm from Ocarina of Time. Like more otherworldly places, like Alien in a way. which I would say this looks kind of alien, like in a way.
Yeah, it does.
Like it looks really fucking weird, and just not like it's just under. It doesn't. It looks different. It looks very weird. And so this whole dichotomy like between underground and underworld is a very prevalent part in Zelda lore, right? It's just a little shame that the American like localization doesn't really, because in the manual for Zelda 1 they call the dungeons the underworld, when it's really just, it's not, like in Japan it's just the underground, and then the underworld is actually something else. And so you can kind of see like the similarities between this shot and the underworld. But there's something else that kind of goes into it, and I didn't tell you this apart, but this part might. This is like, when I thought of this, I was like, holy shit.
Okay.
So there is a dungeon in Skyward Sword, called the Ancient Cistern Temple.
All right.
Let me just look it up so you can like visualize it.
Yeah.
So this, hold on, where is it? Sure, just I'll just play this art, or like show this random fan art. So it is okay. Actually, this is a good one.
Okay.
So this is a dungeon that is sort of, it's one of the best Zelda dungeons in any game ever, by the way.
Okay.
It's fucking incredible. But it's sort of its own like mini like biome dungeon, where there's 3 main floors. The first floor is a literal representation of like the surface world. It's got like, vegetation, it's got water, it's got lily pads, it's representation of just the surface world. And this is legit, like this is in like the lore to Skyward Sword.
Okay.
But it also has a top floor. Let me see if I can find it. Its top floor is like a big, no, not this is the lower floor. I guess I can just explain it, and then I can find pictures for you to put on the video.
Okay.
So
Whoa.
its top floor is, this is the boss. this is fucking boss is great. Yeah, this is one of the best Zelda bosses
He
ever.
barely looks like a
It's
Zelda
so good.
character.
I know, he's awesome. So the top floor is like this big like lotus flower. It's like you're inside of a big like majestic looking lotus flower. And that is supposed to be a literal representation of the heavens, of the skies, where gods live, basically. But there's also a lower floor.
Right.
It is this right here. This is the lower floor, and this is a literal representation of the underworld.
Okay.
Like, this is a literal representation of hell.
All right.
And it's got like the spider web thing where you're climbing up. It's like an old Japanese folktale of like climbing up a spider's thread. But you might notice some similarities between this actual representation of the underworld and this.
Well, I
I
certainly see some stalactites and stalagmites and a certain
there's
icky paint-like goop, perhaps.
there's also where are they? There are these zombified bokoblins that don't appear anywhere else in the game, that are sort of like, obviously they don't have like malice seeping from them.
Yeah.
But like they're these zombified bokoblins. There's stalactites. There's some malice infested floor.
It's interesting.
It's even crazier when you think about the theory that Tears of the Kingdom is in a way looping back all around before Skyward Sword. We can discuss that. I think we talked about it personally.
Yes, I would hate that. That's not
but
how time
like
works.
it's like Tears of the Kingdom could be like a prequel, quote unquote, to Skyward Sword.
Doesn't make any sense.
and-
Whatever.
Well, but if you take that into consideration, it's not like anything crazy, but like that would suggest that the people of Tears of the Kingdom built this like structure. I don't really believe in that theory personally, but I can see why some people would think, because in the beginning of Skyward Sword, the epilogue is like, oh, like fucking malevolent forces broke through the ground, and then that's where like Demise is from, and then Hylia like lifted everything up into the sky.
That is interesting.
So,
that is a good point.
Which also with the whole Demise thing, the underworld is said to be where Demise originates from. So it's a big thing within the lore of Skyward Sword. So just kind of going back to Tears of the Kingdom, we know there's 3 main levels to this game.
Yep.
There's the surface world.
Yeah.
There's, which is, where the people live.
There's the Sky Islands.
There's the Sky Islands, the heavens. And according to this area right here, there's...
Sure does look like an underworld to me.
It sure looks like an underworld. We got the zombified bokoblins, the weird vegetation, the stalactites, the malice puddles, and the literal souls of the dead.
So, now, all of this I buy pretty easily. But this is not the part of the theory that you need to sell me on.
So, the question arrives, how does Link get to this area? A lot of people, like, a lot of theories are being thrown around where, like, maybe, like, the big spiral things that we see throughout the trailers, maybe that's the way to them. Maybe there's a little, like, things where, like we see throughout the trailers, there's these holes of, like, malice that like, seep malice, the volcano has malice seeping out of it. Maybe that's how to get to it. Or
you think maybe possibly Link may not go there at all?
Link may not go there at all. Where's the shop?
But if not Link, Oliver, then who? Who would explore the underground?
So there's a specific shot
in the very first
I think
trailer?
everyone here, in the first and second trailer, we see the same, and in the most recent trailer, we see the same shot, like from multiple angles of a particular character falling into what seems to be like a bottomless pit of malice.
And what character is that, Oliver?
It's Yunobo.
I knew it! No. It's Zelda!
No, it's fucking Zelda. And it's like, I think before they released the title of this game, they were like, oh, we can't because it'll spoil the game. And then like the title was revealed and everyone was like, what the like, how does it spoil anything? I think it is supposed to be representative about Tears of the Kingdom, how Hyrule feels after believing, or after Zelda dies, or believing what is Zelda's death.
Yeah, I mean
because this fucking looks like she's dying.
It does.
Like, but where does she? Like,
perhaps
this can't be the end of Breath of the Wild Zelda.
No way! That would be so stupid if, like, right at the beginning of the next game, right after you saved her, she just died. Everyone would hate that.
Everyone, like, I would fucking
hate it.
Like,
I just worked my ass off to save that bitch.
Exactly. Like, also, I wanted to, like, briefly mention, this is, that's obviously the start of the game. Like, that's obviously very, very early on. Like, that's the first few hours. But yeah, like, we're gonna see that, like, when we play it. It's very similar to the opening of Skyward Sword, where Link and Zelda are flying on their loft wings, and then Zelda gets sucked in through a tornado and falls down to the surface from the sky. And then everyone's like, oh, she might be dead. But obviously we know she survived the fall. She went on her own little personal hero quest to awaken, the power of Hylia within inside of her. That's obviously very similar. And actually, in an interview, Eiji Aonuma stated that they originally wanted to give Zelda her own playable campaign in Skyward Sword.
Interesting. Now, Oliver, what are you? All these points you're dragging together. What are you suggesting here?
I think it's pretty clear what I'm suggesting.
Could it be that you're suggesting that in these underworld segments that we can switch and play as Unobo?
Dude, you read my mind.
Dude, this is gonna be the greatest game of all time. No, yes,
you actually get to play a Sidon.
Yes!
That's confirmed.
Yes! No, I think it's a good
So, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but there's a lot of things pointing towards it.
You know what? I was hesitant. I really thought you were just smoking some shit when you told me about it the first time without saying all the information. Honestly, that stuff, that lines up pretty well.
It's there, and that's not even like all the information. Like, there's more.
There's
to
more?
It. This is just a TLDR.
Oh my god.
Like, obviously, like I don't want to say the whole thing because there are two 10-15 minute videos that go on the whole entire thing.
Plus we're already over an hour.
Plus we're already over an hour, and I also don't remember all of it. And fucking, I want you guys to go watch the videos because they're fucking great videos. So, could Zelda be playable?
Could this be an actual legend of Zelda?
No way.
Zelda's legend?
No. That Zelda being playable in a Zelda game, no. It's clearly Sidon.
It's clearly the Riju campaign.
Yeah.
Wait! If it's the afterlife, do you think the ghosts of, the champions will be there?
Wait a minute.
And, the king?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't even think about... Dude, this is... These are all the champions. This is Daruk.
Those little specks.
This is Mifa.
The one that's three on top of each other, that's the king. He's a little bigger than the others.
He's a little big.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I never thought about that.
Yeah, maybe they're down there and maybe they help Zelda do stuff.
And also, I didn't even fucking point this out, but they gave Zelda new official artwork, which, isn't weird. Obviously, they would give her new artwork. But they gave her something in particular.
Is it?
Let me.
Is it a certain slate, perhaps?
It is a redesigned Sheikah slate.
Oh?
It is a completely where's the art?
There.
Here it is. That is a completely redesigned Sheikah slate.
It looks more like a Nintendo Switch than a Wii U gamepad.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. That's why they redesigned it. But that's really interesting.
No, but that's weird.
That's the Sheikah phone. That's the Sheikah cell phone.
It's the iSheikah.
Why make a new one? Why do that? Why bother?
Why? It's just weird.
Why?
And she has her own torch. Why would they make this if she's gonna die in the first cutscene?
Yeah.
Also, there has been I'm more shit is coming to me. There's been a supposed what is it? Fucking what? I can't think of the word. There's been a questionnaire that Nintendo my Nintendo members have been getting, and there've been multiple people coming out being hey, I got this questionnaire of about Tears of the Kingdom, being oh, are you excited for the game? Do you think this will be fun? And one of the questions was oh, in Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Link and Zelda are put up against the faces of Ganondorf or whatever.
And Zelda, eh?
Yeah. So it's why would they say and Zelda? Obviously we can't confirm that was that could have just been a really good made hoax.
It's probably a hoax. But you still, now I'm gonna be disappointed if it doesn't happen. Why'd you do this?
Because there's too many fingers pointing towards it.
Do you think
there's too many?
Zelda will be able to fight the Malice Molduga?
That'd be awesome.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And then
because this area is clearly an explorable area. I don't think it's the underground, because why the fuck are the zombies looking like? Why are the Bokoblins looking like that?
That's definitely not a normal cave. Something weird's going on.
No,
but the ghosts
it's
are
weird.
a really good indication.
Yeah. This has been in every Zelda game, and has been a representation of the dead. and like souls.
You've convinced me. What can I say?
Like, and this area looks big too. Maybe it really is. Maybe just Zelda does just die, and like Link can somehow go between.
I refuse to believe that.
I don't think they would do that. I don't think they would do that. Like, I think people are going to think she dies. Like, I think even like Link might be of everyone in the kingdom of Hyrule thinks Zelda is dead.
Yeah.
You know, maybe even Ganondorf thinks that she's fucking dead. And then she has to go on her own little quest in you know, the underworld that we have seen in many Zelda games, to maybe, I don't know, waken her like Hylian powers again, or like her like Hylia's powers,
maybe, yeah.
Like she does in Skyward Sword,
or maybe because she ended up there, like there's some advantage they can get over Ganondorf that they didn't know they could get, which is why she doesn't leave. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Like this is just sweet. Just if they didn't show this shot, then I would have been like, oh, Zelda's dead.
Well, Zelda died, I guess, but no, you have convinced me. I'm with you.
It's like, I don't even want to get my hopes up, but like,
it's too late.
There are too many fingers pointing towards it.
It's too late.
It's insane.
Two hopes way up.
Yeah.
All right.
So like, go watch the video. Like, go watch the 2 videos by Monster Maze and Zeltic. They are great.
They're linked. They're linked in the description. Make sure you send me the links so I can link them.
Oh yeah, you know, yeah. No, of course.
Not to be confused with the link in the game. But anyway, I think our discussion has just about come to a head here.
Okay, one last question. Do you have any like crack theories about like the plot of this game? Any just like random ass crack theories about this game? I think that we
are going to see rehydrated Ganondorf. Because I don't
you're getting my hopes up.
I don't believe it's gonna happen, but I want it to happen.
I want it to happen.
I want to see a new full-on like non-zombie crusty Ganondorf.
Oh yeah.
That is my crack theory.
Just like a new like Ganondorf, since like, because the last Ganondorf we saw was the
Twilight Princess or Wind Waker.
Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
Technically,
like we've only.
No, yeah, because the one in Smash Ultimate, even then, that's just the Ocarina of Time design. So.
That's just Ocarina of Time one, yeah. Like there's only 3 Ganondorf designs.
Wow, that's crazy.
And like, we might get a new one after fucking, oh my god, after.
When did Twilight Princess come out? 2007?
Like 17 years.
Jeez.
2006.
Jesus.
So that's pretty fucking exciting.
Wow. Oh, there you go.
That's, oh my god. Well, we could sit here for like another hour and talk about this, but we don't want to keep you guys.
You guys have stuff to do. We have stuff to do. There's lots to do. But before we wrap, what is our new question of the day? That, I mean, obviously, again, still tell us what your hopes are for Breath of the Wild 2, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, down in the comments. Still tell us about that. We would love to hear it. But what's our actual question? For the true fans.
For the true fans that stuck through this like almost hour and 15 minutes. Oh god. I wasn't even thinking about one. I mean, what do you prefer on your Subway sandwich?
Like from Subway or just like a Subway sandwich?
Either or. Like if you don't go to Subway, what do you prefer on a sub? But if you go to Subway, what is your usual Subway?
Describe
order?
your ideal submarine sandwich.
Yes.
Like, what are your toppings? What are you eating? And the one with the most likes we will make live in a video.
Dude, we're not gonna get a single.
Not a single person. I literally, that random person that always seems to leave a comment might do it, but I'm not sure.
Well, hopefully, maybe this will be the episode where we get more than one more than actually I guess the last question we got.
Yeah, we got 3.
Maybe we'll get more than 3 this time.
I mean, and there will come to a point where it's like we can't read all of them if we actually do become popular. Oh, yeah. So we'll pick a handful. But
of course.
Absolutely.
Actually, no, never mind. We will be reading every single response we ever get within this entire Gusty Garden Guys experiment. So answer as many questions as you go back Go back to previous podcasts and answer them, even though we won't actually.
We did say we'd go back and read the one that was on the first episode someday. Actually, the Mario movie one might be a good one to read that one on.
That's true. Which that'll be next
That's
episode.
next time, guys. Yes.
Next episode, we will be talking about our thoughts on the fucking Mario movie.
Oh my god, that's gonna be so good.
And then the next episode is the last episode of the podcast until The Legend of Zelda: Death of the Wild comes out.
Yeah.
The better name.
The Legend of Wild Death of the Zelda.
Oh, no, that's a little bit too confusing.
It's a little bit accurate.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget May 11th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
Did we say are we gonna stream it just like on
I
the
think
YouTube
we should just
channel?
stream through YouTube. Yeah, Twitch is
Okay.
kind of going to shit, so maybe we should just switch to streaming on YouTube.
When we both like stream together, like when we do events, we will definitely be doing them like on
Through
our
the
YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And obviously we'll archive it so you can go back. Maybe we'll make a little edited video of it. But make sure to be there live, because that's
That's how you're gonna be able to play
what
games with us and interact with us. Yes.
and experience the first 3 hours of this game together,
Oh yes.
which is going to be just fucking unbelievably exciting.
It's gonna be a good-ass
I'm so
time.
excited. So respond to our questions, guys.
Yup.
Remember to hit the fucking comment button.
Yep, we know you
Remember to
guys
hit the
forget.
submit. But it's okay.
We forgive you
Sometimes.
sometime.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.